fantasy illusion that we could make each other happy.
Dream deception that we could make each other cheerful beginning shooting me, without inquiring as to whether you could fill me, a gaze come assist us with again satisfying. I'm actually managing silliness how I had been working. And my heart and soul weren't in the #1 spot, while pondering a mobile close-to-home show, Welgie Pinkett Smith is a genuine genius fiend. And think about who is the supposed casualty of her chaotic and terrible nature. Once more, well, her unfortunate spouse has been damaged by her way of behaving for quite a long time. And after one more monstrous episode of all-out embarrassment, it seems like the darling entertainer at long last losted my virtual entertainment presence is my meat and potatoes oak. So you can't involve me for virtual entertainment. And not greetings everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Station. Well, you presumably know Will and Jada Pinkett Smith as one of the most grounded superstar couples. They have been hitched for over 25 years. Yet their relational intricacies have been such a long ways from ideal, particularly with the tricking outrage and relentless reports about Jada and a late West Coast rapper Tupac having a little something continuing now. Jada's been denying those cases left and right, demanding that their fellowship was basically as unadulterated as snow, yet even Smith, whenever has confessed to having an uncertain outlook on Tupac. I mean, he wouldn't be so you realize Pac had an easily overlooked detail on that Yet she simply adored him like he was the picture of flawlessness. And regardless of Will Smith remaining as steadfast and faithful to his better half, whatever number celebs couldn't dream about taking a chance with his vocation. By tossing punches at humorist Chris Rock to shield her honor, she was blamed again for showing some significant disregard. And think about what she did well, she reminded Will again, who was her genuine love. Such a long time she posted a legacy video of her and Taka Clip syncing to an old Smith tune. Discuss stoking the fire, you or the K the land, there no to a rue, don't comprehend in this little legacy. Thursday 2nd, the 52-year-old honor-winning entertainer shared the clasp as a sneak look of her impending diary. Or that is the way she wrapped this thoroughly embarrassing excursion down the world of fond memories on her Instagram. She composed, I could never have thought that this video would turn into a substantial memory of the last time poke. And I were essentially kids together, now on the off chance that you're asking, how could this be all embarrassing for Will? Well, most importantly, that is his tune called Guardians. Don't comprehend that Tupac and Jada are singing at this time of ecstasy. That delightful lip-sync video is presently a valued memory of the last time scar. And she were light-hearted children, she added Pac. And I lip matched up Guardians, don't comprehend by Fun Jeff in The New Ruler during our lesser year in secondary school. Who might have thought now? It seems like, well, Smith has deciphered this little charming video totally off base. And as insiders guarantee, he purportedly lost it after seeing this recognition, taking it out at Jada and reminding her beginning and end. She had said about the dimmest rapper false. And it's an exceptionally self-centered method for mulling over everything, except I truly accepted that he would have been hanging around for the long well, in spite of the fact that Jada has consistently expressed nothing at any point occurred among her and Tupac. And they shared only a dear companionship. The way that she talks about the late rapper, with the notes of veneration and love in her voice, makes certain individuals smell a rat, even their common companions, has forever been saying the way in which close they were. This is what Napoleon once said in his meeting. He had a ton of adoration for Jada Pinkett and a ton of regard for her. Well, it appears to be insane to a large number of fans that Jada continues to specify Tupac's name continually. And some of them are saying she's been out and out rude to her significant other, Will Smith I mean. He's opened up to the world, saying he was apprehensive she'd pick Toke over him. And this how Jada continues blending the pot, reminding Will how blissful she would have been assuming Tupac was alive, my relationship with Pac, and attempting to sort that out, you know. And that was a colossal misfortune in my life. Absolutely Pinkett Smith hasn't been timid about her association and dubiously elite relationship with the demised West Coast legend throughout the long term in 2021. On the day that would have been Tupac's 50th birthday celebration, the entertainer shared a previously unheard of sonnet from Pogue, adding, "I don't think this one has at any point been distributed. I don't figure he would have disapproved of that I imparted this to you. All I mean clearly." She is attempting to underscore what a notable individual Tupac was for herself, and that person she has been residing for over 20 years together. Well, to Jada, it's a jokester she's been messing around with to manage the tremendous measure of agony after Tupac's death, since he was one of those individuals that I expected to be here, and my resentful is more displeasure, mum. In spite of her best assumptions, Tupac couldn't show up for herself, and as Jay remorsefully recognized, she had been left with Will for quite a long time and needed to wed him despite her desire to the contrary. Considering these disclosures, it's obvious that the connection among Jada and Tupac was significantly perplexing and reverberates with many individuals today. Yet fans accept the most over-the-top horrendous thing in the story it damages. Will Smith, who is most likely burnt out on hearing Tupac's name over and over, has one individual remarked, "She is so egotistical. And she doesn't cherish Will, so disgraceful. And Will won't leave her, that is their marriage. And they do what they need, best of luck, Will." And another client added, "Will knows it's less expensive to keep her. She would resent him separating from her, despite the fact that she's been freely slighting him for a really long time. She would likely attempt to take all that well." It keeps me captivated for what reason Will is as yet enduring Jada's fits of rage, since he's positively not good with her profound association with the late rap legend. Back in 2021, Smith partook in his journal that he had tormented with envy over Tupac's dear fellowship with Jada. He conceded, "Toward the start of our relationship, my brain was tortured by their association. He was Peck. And I was me. Well, that is some frailty gives that Jada continues to fuel with her steady discourteous activities and notices of Tupac. And since the very first moment, Will Smith feels like he's not sufficient to accommodate Tupac's shoes. I be able to couldn't deal with it. You realize I was this. I was the delicate rapper from Philly. And he was Peck, right? Yet you understand what folks Smith's frailty wasn't an inclination, since something truly occurred among Jada and Tupac during her 2015 meeting with Howard Harsh. Jada reviewed when she and Tupac even considered getting physical, and she proposed for him to kiss her. And perceive how it plays out. She portrayed it as the most over-the-top sickening experience for the two of them, as though a higher influence interceded to forestall them personal connection. Well, numerous Nissen don't see the reason why you're retelling these accounts, and what it seems like she show her better half who's here alive, and sound the regard he merits, despite the fact that he takes extraordinary measures to spoil her. Recollect that second, when Will decided to obliterate his own standing on live television, when Jada could have done without Chris Rock's kid about herself. Jada, "I love you, Jai Jane," to can hardly hold on to see it all. Applause. Right, and allow me to remind you all that Will Smith endured a few serious side effects for safeguarding his significant other during that foundation grant service. Most importantly, he was prohibited from the Oscars for a very long time, and in particular, his activities brought about thousands filmgoers declining to help the entertainer by boycotting anything he does and partakes in. Tragically for the entertainer, the freshest film Liberation was out during that second, and it got very unremarkable surveys and rating for certain individuals, taunting the entertainer in their surveys. Like this one, "I came trusting this film would slap, yet I was very switched off by Will Smith, as well as harming Will's profession and public picture. Jada has been hauling him to examine their conjugal issues on camera." What occurred to the extent that what you and I concluded, we planned to take our space. And what happened an ensnarement. All of you recall when Jada confessed to an undertaking that she alluded to as a trap in 2020. and she gladly welcomed Will to examine this matter on camera. Well, I actually intend what can hurt a man more than discussing your significant other's sweetheart, so that a large number of individuals might be able to see it. Seems as though their relationship has confronted difficulties, as well as it was one enormous warning for Will. And many individuals are contemplating whether we will, at any point, observe the finish of his understanding, despite the fact that their marriage has been depicted as open, with a couple alluding to themselves as soulmates, and re-examining the idea of monogamy. It seems like Will Smith is worn out on being embarrassed all around the web, and when he loses it has never been pretty much as close as now deception that we could make each other cheerful you were done going to be seeing someone you were attempting to fulfill her. Definitely it appears as though Will ought to contact his separation lawyer when would be prudent on the off chance that he doesn't.